Do haunted houses scare home buyers away? Real estate expert Rick Sadle with Keller Williams Realty and SadleRealEstate.com is with us. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, good morning.
This is a serious question. We're serious here. If a house has a history of reported haunting, do buyers really care?
Well, a serious answer. Well, at least according to a recent survey by Zillow, right? Most buyers don't care. In fact, in their survey, over 2/3 of buyers said they would buy the house even if it was haunted. Now, that was as long as it was in a good location or was affordable, or as long as it had like cool features like a pool to overcome the presence of those ghosts. Now, as far as our actual clients are concerned, we've definitely had some people that didn't buy houses because they felt like what was considered to be a disturbing presence or bad energy, let's say, or when they found out someone had died inside the house, right? We've also had people, though, on the flip side, fascinated by the idea of ghosts. So it just takes all kinds.
That really is interesting. So along the haunting line here, gimmicks as well, like a story about a haunting or a famous house or former owner or something along those lines. Do those things sell?
Yeah, crazy as it sounds, they absolutely do. In fact, for lots of money, right? I've heard lots of stories of, I think Jeffrey Dahmer's house was sold for a lot. I mean, just infamous houses with a history seem to sell for a lot of money. But in fact, according to that same survey by Zillow, right, 30% of buyers who were surveyed said they were more likely to buy a house if it had a ghost.
Serious that we'll get behind all this haunting stuff when it comes to this Zillow survey and your experience as well. All that taken into account, gimmicks, hauntings, whatever. What are the top two things that people generally won't sacrifice when house shopping?
Yeah, like you said, some people won't buy a house if it's haunted, or as long as it has, they would buy as long as it has nice landscaping or other pools or things like that. But some things they won't sacrifice. I think the biggest ones in my experience are one, location, right? They need to live in a location that makes sense for them. And two, price, right? They can only afford to pay what they can afford to pay, and everything else being cool. If they can't afford more money, they still can't buy the house. So I think for me, those are the two biggest things: location and price.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, location, and price. So
Right? Absolutely.
yeah. So finally, Rick, if inventory does turn around here in the Portland metro area sometime soon, could a so-called haunted house just sit there for a while?
Well, if inventory turned around, which is a huge if, because I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. But if it did, so-called haunted houses could just sit there, I suppose. But the honest truth is, any house will sell if it's priced and marketed correctly. Even haunted ones, even junky ones, even ones with cars on the lawn. It all comes down to being marketed correctly and priced correctly.
All right, fair enough. Rick, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
That's Rick Sadle, real estate expert with Keller Williams Realty and SadleRealEstate.com.